Yes.
I'm sorry, when was it built?
This is a historical building which is built from 29th of April 1908, and it is still this St. Mark Anglican Church, which for the community of Scotsall. And this building here is originally was a church, and over the years, for 50 years, it serviced all the community around as the main school for the districts. And at this time, when the government came in and built a new school, the church took it over back, and we are still maintain and upgrade and keep it going until today.
Since 1908.
1908.
Thank you. And your name, sir?
Mr. Norman Latibody, otherwise known as Bull.
But thank you.
And I am a member of this Anglican church ever since. I was christened here, I was school here, and I still maintain this building because I love it. Wherever I am today in the world, this is what makes me a man.
Thank you.
June 29th, 1913.
Old graves are fascinating. They are not only reminders of our own mortality, but they are markers that demand respect. Here lies Miss Higgins, who died at age 100. This grave is about 50 years old.
Burial site of the first...
Two colonel of Scotsall.
Yeah, tell me about them.
The name was Lucky Bodier. I don't know the first name, but I know the last name was Lucky Bodier.
Uh-huh.
I find it on stone here
Wow.
some years ago.
And this is the burial site of the first two colonels.
Right.
Wow. This is a historical site then.
Right. And
About what time period we're talking about here?
these two more here from the early 90s, you know.
Is there no writing on them?
Yeah, but I can't find it now. I have to search.
Early 1900?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah,
So this, you're talking about 18 something?
yeah.
Wow. These are the two tombs of the first two colonels.
Right, and a number of Maroon people used to come here to work science.
So tell me again about this place at Day 7.
This place that we're standing on is the Scotsall Maroon Safari House ground.
What does that mean?
The Safari House is the meeting place that they used to meet, but it's somewhere tore down and we are planning to build a new one by the end of this year.
Okay.
There is so much history in this geography that it would be impossible to give you a clear insight within the few minutes allocated here. Suffice it to say that my goal is simply to whet your appetite, to heighten your interest in a people that is a part of my own heritage. My great-grandmother was a Maroon. In my veins run the blood of Maroons.
Sir, I was wondering if you could tell me your name.
My name is Yuri Prehay of the Scotsall Maroon,
Okay. And you are...
son of Colonel Prehay.
Okay. And are you going to be able to carry on for the modern Maroons, do you think?
I think so.
Good. And how do you see the Maroons in this time and in the future?
Well, it's great, seeing most of them now, they are being strayed because they're not living up to their culture. But what I'm here for now is to rebuild, to bring back who are being strayed into the community. So I am planning to do this village. We have had a lot of various activities, such as a museum.
I see. So you are very much a part of the the Wagwater community then. Good. And when you flip that card around, can I see the other side? And what does that mean?
Aquanta means
Aquanta?
the journey.
Mm-hmm. And this is a movie that's being produced?
Yeah, this is a movie that's being produced by Mr. R.T. Anderson.
Okay. So I think one of the ways to support the Maroon is to go see the movie. Wouldn't you say that?
Sure.
Well, I certainly will support it. Okay. So tell me, what would you like the world to know about you and the Maroons?
What I want to do is to rebuild and build the community in a very, very indigenous way, using up all the indigenous resources that we have, such as the water, the bees, farming, everything indigenous. That's the way we would love to go for the next 50 years.
Very good.
Indigenous.
Right. Well, gee, thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it.
My name is Noel Prehay,
And you're
Colonel of the Scotsall Maroons.
okay.
Yes.
And why is the Maroons important to Scotsall or Jamaica, for that matter?
Well, the Maroons are the one who started the fight for an independent Jamaica, which the whole Jamaica is now enjoying.
And the Maroons started first.
The Maroons are the one who started first.
Could you tell me a little bit about that, sir?
Yeah, they had fought the fight for 84 years for the freedom of themselves and other Africans. However, the English could not withstand the fight with the Maroon, so they made out a treaty, which I'm very disgusted about this treaty because they did not consult the Maroons in the first place to have dialogues with them and to say what would be the terms and conditions of the treaty. Just wrote the treaty. After writing the treaty, they wrote 2 other declarations. One ditto to Chilani Town for £300 per year to clear the roads, and there should be 3 white superintendents in Chilani Town at the time to visit the homes of the Maroons, to see how many people were living in each home, how many were sick, how many were fit for service, how many children they have, where they go to school, and where they get their clothes and their food. And that should be £300 per year for that. There should be £100 there also, and £100 for Scotsall. And there should also be 3 white superintendents to visit all the homes and to find out how many people living in the homes, how many children, where they get their food, their clothes, and the condition of their house and their roads. However, from 1738 until now, we haven't received a cent from this £100 or the £300. Very disgusted about that.
So the British have not lived up to their treaty?
No, they have not lived up to their treaty, and they have breached because they have taxed Scotsall, Maroon Town.
So they tax Scotsall, but have not returned what they promised. They have
No,
not
nothing.
lived up to the treaty.
No, they did not live up to the treaty. And
Well-
up to now.
And sir, what else would you like the world to know about the Maroons at Scotsall?
But I would like them to know that the Maroons of Scotsall are the ones with the background of the culture, because we speak even our own language like we are talking here to each other.
Right.
If it was me and another Maroon, I would say we are Tuajina Yenkunku Biniz. Tuajina Yenkunku Biniz. That is to say, we are talking about free and independent Maroon business. Tuajina.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Colonel,
Yes, sir.
this is 2012.
Yes, sir.
How is the Maroon relevant in today's society?
However, the Maroons have played a very vital role, and in the history of Jamaica, the Maroons bring up the relevant points in regards to the abolition of slavery. We also have to give thanks for Sam Sharp, thank Yen Kimpong for Sam Sharp was giving his life for the freedom. We thank Nani,
Nanny, yes.
we thank Kojo,
Kojo.
we thank Kwahu, we thank Paul Bogle.
Were they all Maroons?
No, they weren't all Maroons, but in my view, we are all Africans.
Absolutely, yes.
Sir. We thank William Garden, all of these heroes who fought for the freedom of this country. And hadn't it been for the Maroons, this freedom would have delayed maybe many more years before it come to an abrupt end.
Wow. And you said the Maroons have their own language.
Yeah, they speak their own language.
What about the children of the Maroons? Do they speak the language too?
Well, they speak a little, just a little, because we haven't, over the years, there wasn't anything written. We just managed to get the language book, which is the Twi language.
Oh, there is a...
Yes, there is a such language, the Twi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what else, Colonel, would you like me to tell the world, or would you like to tell the world? Because this is going to go on the internet.
Yes.
Where do you see the Maroons in, say, another 20, 30 years?
I see the Maroon as a very vital and important aspect of the world's development, because when it comes to medicine, the Maroons can prepare medicine for various types of disease and complaints, also to ward off evil occurrences.
Really?
Yeah, because we do a spiritual dance for that purpose. People call it Hobia. I too will say Hobia, but our Hobia is different. It's to cure, heal, and prevent. It's not to destroy people.
So is there any way I could get an invitation to such a ceremony?
Yes, sir. In the next, say, 7 days, you could come to Scottsdale. We'll be having one dance like that.
Oh, man. Okay.
Yeah. That is next week. No, not next week.
Thursday.
It's not. Yeah, next week Thursday.
Thursday night.
Wow. Well, Colonel, I certainly want to thank you. And I would like, sir, an invitation to come back and talk to you. Is that possible?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Colonel.
Yes.
Appreciate it.